Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So welcome to the English class. Today we meet again to learn English. And before that, I hope that every one of you is in the right condition, in a very good condition to start the day and stay healthy and also in the very best conditions of yours. Okay, so let's start the lesson. Today, we're going to talk about report text. Have you ever heard about it before? Okay, I hope that you have heard that, right? But if you haven't, then we're going to discuss that today, so don't worry. So today we're going to talk about report text, but specifically on technology. Here I have to tell you why do we need to focus on the technology. First, actually, it because of we see that on our current condition we cannot release from technology in our life, right? We are surrounded by technology, and learning report text will help us to understand the characteristic of the technology that we need to use, the functions, the parts and such, so that we can use it better. Because as the quote stated by Talib Kwal, who said that you have to learn how to harness technology so you can use it for positive stuff without being disconnected from nature. Harus bisa memanfaatkannya dengan baik ya. Okay, so let's start our lesson. Today we have 5 agendas that we're going to talk today. The first one is about the definitions of the report text. Second, about the general structure of the report text. So how does it look like if you want to compose a report text? What should you write first and then what should you write next? And the next is about language features, which is about what kind of language used specifically on a report text. And then the fourth is the examples of the report text itself. And the last is the differentiation between report text and descriptive text. Alright, let's start from the first. So actually report text can be defined as the type of a text that describes something in general or present an information in general. So basically it contains factual information, informasi yang berupa fakta, and the description as the result of observations and analysis. Jadi didapatkan informasinya itu not based on our opinion, but because based on the fact that is stated by the experts, or maybe on the encyclopedia, or maybe based on our observation and analysis. So what is the functions? Actually, when we're talking about report text, the function is simple, as it is to present the information about something in general. So when we're talking about report text, everything is in general. What do we mean by general? It's not specific to one particular cases, for example, like a person, place, or a thing. For example, like when you want to make a report text about technology, let's say the theme is about smartphone. But if you want to make a descriptive text, contohnya itu bisa kalian buat jadi my smartphone. Jadi the things that you are going to describe in descriptive text is specifically on your smartphone, while on report text it is general, all of the smartphone in the world. Okay, clear? Right, if clear, now let's move to the next one. So actually, if you are looking at the report text or you want to make a report text, you have to be aware on the general structure atau struktur bahasanya itu seperti apa. What should you write first and then next? Okay, so there are only 2 general structure of a report text. It's very simple. The first one is the general classification atau klasifikasi secara general. Kalian ngomongin apa secara generalnya? Temanya apa? And then the second is description. Okay, so in general classification, what will you find there? It's you will find the classifications of the general aspect about maybe it can be a thing, animal, public place, a plant, technology, and etc. Yeah, for example, if you want to make report text about sociology, maybe on culture, you can make the title as culture, and then you define what is culture and what's the function of culture, why people have to have a culture and such. But if you want to make a description, maybe it's more on the culture. The title can be the culture in my house, for example. So it's very specific on descriptive text, while in report text it's very general. And then the second, after your talks, you define the definitions and the functions and such, you can move on to the description. So description is more on describing the thing which will be discussed in detail. So it is described from part to part. So for example, if we are talking about smartphone, we next can move to describe the kind of smartphone. Maybe it can be a touch screens or whatsoever. And then maybe you can also describe the characteristic of the phone and also the part of the phone itself and such. Okay, clear? So if you already made that, then it will become a report text. But if in descriptive text, the description is more on the opinion. For example, you can say that when we are going to make a descriptive text about my phone, then in the description parts you can say that I really love my phone, the color is black and it's quite expensive, for example. But when we talk about expensive things, it means the opinion from one person, because maybe for the others, mahal itu, definisi mahal itu berbeda ya, from one people to another people. That's why if descriptive it's more on opinion, but if report text description it's more on the factual information, berdasarkan fakta yang memang benarnya seperti itu. Okay, and next, when we also read the report text, to understand that clearly, we also have to be aware on the language features of report text. Apa sih language features? Language features itu adalah bahasa seperti apa yang digunakan, what kind of language that is used in a report text. So basically, since it consists of a factual informations, biasanya sering menggunakan first technical terms. Technical terms itu apa? A term that specifically used in a certain field. Contohnya when we are talking about technology and about machine, for example. So the technical term can be a lot, yeah. For example, like washing machine or the cable and such. For example, when we are talking about the digital technology, we can talk about email, website, blog. Intinya adalah technical terms itu adalah kosakata atau vocabulary that you have to find the meaning to understand that. Jadi ada maksud atau definisi tertentu dari situ dan jarang kalian temukan di bahasa sehari-hari gitu. That's technical terms. And then the second, it also uses the linking verbs. Karena ini menjelaskan fakta atau menjelaskan jenis, for example, and then the function and such, biasanya lebih pakai ke linking verbs atau to be. ISMR kan untuk menjelaskan sifat-sifatnya yang bersifat faktual gitu ya. And then seems, look, taste. So, for example, the technology looks like sophisticated technology, for example, gitu ya. And then the next, it's about the present tense. So when you want to make a report text, it should use a present tense. Kenapa harus present tense? Because in a report text mainly describe facts. then it uses the present tense, fact yang sampai sekarang terjadi gitu ya. Itu akan seperti apa, bentuknya seperti apa, what's the kind and what's the shape for example. Dan itu sampai sekarang juga benar-benar masih terjadi dan masih benar gitu ya. However, sometimes you can also use past tense. Kapan pakai past tense-nya? Itu adalah terjadi ketika you want to describe the history. For example, after you explain about the parts of the phone, the characteristic of the phone in general, then you can say the history of the phone itself. For example, when it was founded, who was the founder, for example, like that. And then the last one, it use the general noun. Of course, karena kita describe-nya adalah general things, makanya pakainya yang general noun. General noun itu maksudnya apa? Tidak merefer ke specific owner. Misalnya contohnya kalau if you want to describe a phone, then you just need to use the word phone. Nggak usah pakai my phone atau my new phone, for example. Kalau pakai my, her, and then there and such, itu berarti spesifik phone-nya siapa gitu. Makanya kita lebih pakainya ke general noun. Okay? Clear? Now, of course, pasti ada banyak hal yang harus kalian ketahui ya, especially on the technical terms, karena itu adalah istilah-istilah yang mungkin akan sulit kalian pahami, especially it is in English. That's why we need to learn about this right now, karena kita banyak sekali menggunakan teknologi surround us, dan mungkin terkadang teknologi itu kita masih belum paham. We still don't understand what's the function, what is it for, and then what's the part. Nah, by understanding the report text, I hope that later in the future, if you want to learn about a new technology, you can understand that better.